Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. Death, please. Next! John F. Kennedy, I'll tell you what you can do for my country. Wrap it up. Next!
This week, a Pennsylvania newspaper printed a retraction of an opinion piece that was written in 1863, which panned Abraham Lincoln's historic Gettysburg Address. Here now to comment, the author of that negative review, the Patriot and Union speech critic, Jebediah Atkinson.
Thank you for having me, Seth.
So, Jebediah, you were actually underwhelmed by the President Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, calling it silly and saying that history would soon forget it.
Correct.
How do you feel about the newspaper's retraction?
I stand by my words. They're cowards, Seth. In fact, my first draft was much harsher, and I was told to tone it down.
Oh, wow. So what was the first draft?
Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
It goes as such. 4 snores and 7 yawns ago, this reviewer watched the president's speech at Gettysburg, and let's be honest, Abe, you dropped a real Lincoln log. You know what the real Gettysburg Address is? 115 West Boring Street. And then there's the venue, a field. Great acoustics. Sorry if I couldn't hear you, I was in the second row.
Wow, you didn't like it at all.
I did not. What's to like? The world with little note, nor long remember what we say here, oof. With dialogue that clunky, I'm surprised he was shot by an actor. Oh, is that too soon? Get over it. He's on the 5.
You really didn't like Lincoln.
Not at all. Too lanky, big nose. And don't get me started on that beard. What was her name? Mary Todd?
Tell me, have you reviewed any other speeches over the years?
I've reviewed all the speeches, and I am not a fan. Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. Death, please. Next! John F. Kennedy, I'll tell you what you can do for my country. Wrap it up. Next! Martin Luther King, you have a dream? That's great. I had a train to catch and I missed it. Next. Jesus. Oh. The Sermon on the Mount, blessed are the meek, more like blessed are the deaf because they don't have to listen to this 8th grade poem. And great location, Jesus. The Mount, any reason we had to climb half an hour to hear this? Also, nice fan base. I've got a leper on one side of me and a prostitute on the other. Oh, and bravo on the food. Nothing like mountaintop fish on a hot day. Next! Oh, wait, I've got one on FDR's Pearl Harbor speech, but I probably shouldn't do it after the audience was such bitches about the John Rose Booth joke.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I might do it. I'm going to do it. Right. You know what date will live in infamy for me? December 8th, 1941, when FDR gave a speech that was so boring ass. I think I misquoted myself.
Yeah, I think you did. I'm gonna say, that's not your best written one.
That was a rough draft. Could have used a couple of kamikazes after that.
I think you were the kamikaze.
I'm not, you know. It's so hard being a critic, but I love it, Seth. Yeah, it's so much more fun than my last job.
What was your last job?
Field speechwriter.
Jebediah Atkinson, everyone! Well, the holiday season is upon us, which means the return of many beloved Christmas specials. Here with his review of these holiday classics is 1860s newspaper critic Jebediah Atkinson.
Hello, Seth. So happy to be back.
Now, Jebediah, in case anyone forgot, the last time you were here, you shared your negative review of the Gettysburg Address.
How could they forget, Seth? It was only 3 weeks ago. Run stuff into the ground much?
Okay. Fair. Now, despite your reputation as a harsh critic, I still find it hard to believe that your heart wasn't warmed by Charlie Brown's Christmas special.
You don't have to believe it, Seth. I have my review right here, and I think you will find it to be fair and even-handed. The Charlie Brown Christmas special was garbage! I was hoping for joy and wonder. Instead, I got a 30-minute Zoloft commercial. Cheer up, kids, you're 7. No one wants to watch neurotic children trudging in the snow to smooth jazz. Also, Charlie Brown, there's a pube on your forehead. And oh my, what a supporting cast. Schroeder, sit up straight. Peppermint Patty, let me guess what you did for a Klondike bar. Marcy. That might be the ooh for next time. And don't even get me started on Snoopy. If you ask me, Family Guy killed the wrong dog. Oh! What? He's a cartoon! In conclusion, translation, it sucked.
Can we maybe move on to some other holiday specials?
Happily. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it blows. Next! Frosty the Snowman. There might have been some magic in that old hat they found, but I'll tell you what wasn't in there, a story. This is what I do! 5 minutes in, Seth, I was rooting for the sun. Next! The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. You know what else the Grinch stole? 30 minutes of my life. Whoville? Exactly. Whereville? The toilet. Next!
What about Christmas movies? You have to like some Christmas movies.
No one tells me what I have to do! It's a Wonderful Life. Too bad it's a terrible script. Next. No, wait, not next, not yet. Every time this movie airs, an angel blows his brains out. Now next. Christmas Carol. More like Ebenezer Snooze. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Dickens! 4 ghosts to tell one story? I guess Tiny Tim isn't the only one who needed a crutch. Oh, and Tiny Tim, good news. You're getting a Christmas goose. Bad news, the cure for polio is still 100 years away. You're going to die. Next! And the dullest Christmas story of all, the story of Christ's birth. I'm thinking I probably shouldn't do this one after the audience went full bitch over the Snoopy joke and every other one since.
I wouldn't do it.
I'm gonna do it!
I thought you might.
Let's see. A guy travels across the country with his family to find out the hotel is closed. I liked it more the first time when it was called National Lampoon's Vacation.
The first time?
Oh, but great, Joseph. Where should we deliver this baby? Oh, I don't know. How about a barn full of hungry animals? Hey, Seth, what do you call Joseph on a donkey?
What?
2 asses! No wonder Mary told everybody the baby wasn't his.
Jebediah Atkinson, everyone.
Humbug!
This week, the nominations for the 68th Annual Tony Awards were announced. Here with his reviews of some of the contenders is 1860s newspaper critic Jebediah Atkinson.
Thank you. What a pleasure it is to be here.
I can tell. So, Jebediah, did you get a chance to see this year's Tony nominees?
Cecily, I have seen every major production of every play in history and have judged each without prejudice. I think you'll find I applied the same even-handed, moderate approach to this year's Tony nominees. The 2014 Tony nominations make me wish theater never existed! Les Miserables. I dreamed a dream too because I fell asleep in the first act. Aladdin. Here's my 3 wishes. Make it stop. Oh, and of Mice and Men. The only thing slower than this play is Lenny, but at least someone put him out of his misery.
Oh, wow. All right, that one seems pretty harsh. Did you like any of this year's nominees?
I haven't liked any Tommy...
What?
I haven't liked any Tony nomination ever! You're kidding me? I got big beef with Tommy. A bully, and Tommy, you know who you are.
Tommy.
But the Tonys, Cecily,
Later on, tell me.
have been 68 years of unwatchable rubbish, and I reviewed it all. Fiddler on the Roof. Here's some advice, Fiddler. Jump. Next. Wicked. If I wanted to watch a couple of hags screech at each other, I'd watch The View. Next. Rent. 525,600 minutes of garbage. Next. Annie. Oh, great. A needy ginger who breaks into song every 5 seconds. Sing as loud as you want, honey. Your parents ain't coming back. Next! Ugh, don't even get me started on cats. I've seen a less depressing show featuring 100 cats. It's called Hoarders. You know what that play needed? A first act visit from feline AIDS. Oh, cats don't care about you.
All right. Okay. So you're not a fan of Tony nominees, but do you like any of the classic plays? Like, what about Romeo and Juliet?
Oh, Romeo and Juliet. 13-year-olds having sex. How romantic. I came here to watch a play, not to get added to a sex offender registry. Wherefore art thou, Chris Hansen?
All right, come on. There has to be at least one play you've enjoyed.
Well, Cecily, there was one play I liked, but I don't think the audience will want to hear the reason after they were such pussies about that cat joke.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
I'm going to! The only play I ever found even remotely tolerable was a performance of Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater on April 14th, 1865.
Is that the play where Lincoln was shot?
It sure was, Cecily! Prepare yourselves. It may not have gone over that well in the orchestra, but it killed in the balcony. I warned you!
All right.
What? The union's intact!
Jebediah Atkinson!
Can a bitch get a beef bird?
New seasons of the critically acclaimed series Mad Men and the Game of Thrones will begin soon. And many are saying we are in a golden age of television. Here with his reviews of some of these hit shows is a man who has been around longer than TV itself, 1860s newspaper critic Jebediah Atkinson.
Thank you, Michael, for that enthusiastic introduction. So good to be back.
So Jebediah, have you been keeping up with all these big TV shows? I mean,
Of course I have, Michael.
yeah.
And as always, I think you'll find my reviews to be perfectly moderate and totally rational.
You know, I was worried about that.
All TV is excrement! Mad Men, the most likable character in this show is cigarettes. Hey, AMC, if I wanted to know what life was like in the 1960s, I'd move to Indiana. I've been around a long time. It's never been a great state. Game of Thrones. Oh, great, a softcore porn with 100 hours of backstory. At least in porn, you know how it's gonna finish. Oh, and George R.R. Martin, you better hurry up and write those books because from the look of you, winter is coming. And House of Cards. The only thing lazier than the writing is Kevin Spacey's attempt at a southern accent. Ugh. And when he makes those turns to camera, I haven't witnessed shots that jarring since the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Wait, Jebediah, you were at the event that started World War I.
Of course I was, Michael, but I prefer the sequel.
Come on, Jebediah.
Oh, what? World War II wasn't a better war?
That's pretty harsh, man. There must be some shows that you do like.
I haven't liked any television ever! It's been 80 years of mind-poisoning refuse, and I've reviewed it all! Here are a few from the archives.
I'm listening.
There you go. Want your full attention, Michael. The West Wing. The best lines on that show are the ones that went up Sorkin's nose. Next! Good distance on that one. Cheers, where everybody knows your name from the AA meetings. Next! Oh, and Lost. Sure, it started out good, but I haven't seen a final season that bad since Joe Paterno's. If you don't like that joke, just do as Joe did and turn a blind eye.
Come on, you don't like anything on TV? What about like a classic comedy like Seinfeld?
Ugh, Seinfeld. I'd rather watch Michael Richards do stand-up at the Apollo. That's right, I haven't forgiven him yet. Hey, Kramer, I can say an N-word too. Next! Keep that for a souvenir. Saturday Night Live. The same tired characters repeating the same tired catchphrases. Next! The Honeymooners. A gritty depiction of a bus driver from the slums who abuses his wife. It's a comedy? And who's the genius who said, oh, this is great, let's turn it into a cartoon, set it in the Stone Age when women had an even harder time? And now we come to the worst television show of all time, I Love Lucy. But I don't think I should do this joke after the audience rioted over the Paterno joke.
You know what? I don't think you
Well, I'm going to, Michael! It's my thing! I Love Lucy. Hey, Lucy, you got some splaining to do, like why you'd stay married to a man who rafted over from Cuba just to crush your dreams. They should have called this show I Love Lucy's ability to get me a green card.